Sarah and Justine with you today on Montreal Now. Well, you don't need us to tell you that the cost of living is rising, and it's getting harder and harder to pay for a roof over your head in every corner of the country. Some Canadians have decided it's time to pull up stakes and leave Canada in order to have a better cost of living, better balance in your checkbook. CTVnews.ca has an interesting series looking at that, and our next guest is one of those people who was profiled. Steve THUROTT is a 45-year-old veteran. He served in the forces until 2020, originally from Ottawa, and decided to leave Canada in March 2020 because of the high cost of living. His new country of origin, well, he's going to tell us all about it. Steve, welcome to Montreal Now.
Hi, thanks.
Thanks for being here, and thanks for your service as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So you're in Canada at the moment, but where do you call home now?
So I live in Cambodia, which is a coastal region in the south of Cambodia, about 2 hours from the Thai border and about 45 minutes to an hour to the Vietnamese border.
And what made you choose that region? Like, did you visit a lot of different places before deciding to move there?
Yeah, so I basically spent about 2 years, a lot of it during COVID, of course, traveling and just trying to find that, perfect combination of, socioeconomic conditions that were going to allow me to live a lifestyle much better than that of which I could afford to live in Canada.
You say you had an aha moment of sorts where you kind of got onto that decision of maybe it's time to leave. You were in Banff when this happened?
Yeah, so it was a funny story. I was in Banff, and I was just down by the lake, and there's a really cute little cafe down where the boat launch is. And I went with my dog. I have a service dog, Charlie, golden retriever, and he had a good walk that day. So I thought, well, maybe I'll get him a hamburger or a hot dog, something like that, to reward him. And I went up and I looked at the menu, and it was $17 for a hot dog. Now, I know Banff, of course, the prices are always exaggerated in these sorts of places, but just in context, that $17 hot dog, with no exaggeration, can feed me in Cambodia in a restaurant for 3 to 4 days.
But even here in Canada, I have to say $17 is a bit of a steep price tag for a hot dog. So I don't think we should all be moving to Cambodia after seeing a tourist pricing in a touristy restaurant. But point taken. And as we know, the cost of living is going up. The price of food is going up, even in grocery stores. And I guess the question that we're asking is it enough to cause people to reconsider where they live and even to change countries, because that is a big decision. And so I want to learn more about, even after you live that moment of seeing the high price of food in a specific restaurant, how did that then transition through the decision to, I'm actually going to leave the country?
Well, it was an idea that had always been kind of in the back of my mind. And to give you some context here, I have a friend of mine who actually left Canada ahead of me. He was working for a big engineering firm. He lived in Toronto. He was making well over six figures, very, very comfortable income. But like many other Canadians, he was still living paycheck to paycheck, and things were still tight, and they were getting tighter and worse and worse. So at the peak for him, for what he thought was his housing price and asset value and everything, he decided he was going to up and sell everything. So he up and sold everything, and now he actually has a job working for a Canadian telecom doing customer support on the phone, if you can believe it.
Okay.
So he left a high position at an engineering firm to work a job in customer support remotely, making just around $20 an hour.
In what country?
He does that for 5 or 6 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week, and he has a better quality of life and a better lifestyle in Kampot than he did in Toronto.
Okay. So this sounds like we know housing prices have gone up as well, but surely somebody who's making a six-figure income can find a place to live within Canada that also has a more reasonable cost of living.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And that is very possible. But what you said there was your reasonable cost of living. There's a difference between, basically surviving and really living. Having the financial freedom to be able to go out and do a lot of the things that you want to do, not so much being constrained by the high costs of food, fuel, transportation, everything in Canada. There is nothing cheap in Canada anymore. And don't get me wrong, I love this country. Having served it, I'm very proud of Canada. I'm very proud of our society and our culture. It kind of at times it does hurt to still not be here. But my reality is for a $300 a month beautiful house on the water with a pool, $50 a month for transportation, and $200 to $300 a month maximum for food. My quality of life in Cambodia is far beyond the basic survival that I'd be able to afford here now.
Steve THUROTT is chosen to leave Canada to set up shop in Cambodia, as he's describing his home just there. So we're asking him a couple questions about that. So obviously, it's not always possible to up and leave the country because some people, their work is going to keep them here. They've got kids or people to look after. You're actually moving with your wife, I believe. So tell us about what your life is like in Cambodia together.
Yeah, it's the quality of life is really fantastic. It's a fantastic culture, society, and people. It's very, very safe. Quality of health care, education is quite high. It's a reasonably modern but still historic kind of culture. It's difficult to describe that way, but our day-to-day life now, really consists of which beach we're going to and what sites we want to go see.
You were talking about your friend who is making six figures in Toronto. Now he's working a $20 an hour customer service job remotely. So what's your plan for living?
My plan is to be as flexible and as dynamic as possible now. At this point, I don't know if Cambodia is going to be where we will be for the remainder of our lives. I certainly love Thailand and Vietnam and the Philippines and Malaysia. There's living in Cambodia really frees up so many possibilities just for even secondary travel. You can fly from Phnom Penh to Phuket for $30 and get a hotel room in Phuket for $15 to $20 a night. So, you can have a vacation every month if you want to for less than $200 or $300.
But how are you supporting yourself, Steve? Do you have an army pension?
Yeah, so I have my military pension, and I have a veteran's pension as well because I was injured in the line of my service. So I do make good money, but not enough that I can live a comfortable or free life here, for sure. If I was to remain in Canada at this point, I would be poor. I would probably be, in that range of zeroing out my bank account every 2 weeks, and if things got much more expensive than they are now, I don't even know if I could feed myself here.
You were just talking about healthcare. Do you have the support that you need to deal with, your conditions long term?
Yeah, so that's one of the fantastic things about Veterans Affairs, and they really do a great job. Veterans Affairs has a whole outcan cell who are highly involved in their clients' rehabilitation and always concerned for their well-being. So they're really, really good at facilitating you to make sure that you have access to all those services and everything you need. My visit back this time was because I had to get a couple of things done that I couldn't do from outside of the country. But I can't say enough good things about the good people at Veterans Affairs and what they've done for me.
And I'm sure it also is nice to come home. You might be a little homesick from time to time. Well,
oh, absolutely. To get your hands on a donair and poutine here, it's so heartwarming.
Well, I'm assuming with that 3-bedroom home, you'll be able to put Justine and I when we come by to Cambodia on our trip.
Anytime.
Okay?
Just let me know.
Thanks so much, Steve. We appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Steve THUROTT is a 45-year-old veteran. He served in the forces up until 2020, and he is one of some Canadians who have decided to pull up stakes and go live outside of the country in order to get away from the high cost of living.